Hello, let's continue reviewing iFi series of products, and today I want to tell you about Neo iDSD. Recently I reviewed their desktop digital tonal converter with Bluetooth functionality Zen 1 signature edition. It was really nice, and today let's talk about more advanced segment. It's Neo iDSD, more expensive and more feature-packed desktop digital tonal converter with headphones amplifier, also with Bluetooth edition, and also they released a bundle with two signal purifiers, SPDIF purifier and USB iPurifier3. They call this bundle performance edition, but about purifiers let's talk at the end of the video. And short spoiler, actually I didn't get any benefit with them because my sources are pretty clean already, but more on this later. So price of the bundle is $700 if I found it right over the internet. It's slightly more expensive in our country, but due to war everything is more expensive right now. But at least we still have some working hi-fi shops, and I have a chance to get this loaner for review. As you can see, iDSD came in noticeably bigger box. It feels heavier, and actually it's of course a much more feature-packed device. As usual with stylish design, it's typical for the iFi, and they listed different features, so MQA, balanced performance, high-res Bluetooth with all codecs. As usual, it's built with Burr-Brown digital tonal converter. Most interesting parts here, so as you can see, about 1 watt of power for 32 ohms load for the balanced output, and 300 milliwatts for the 32 ohms load for the unbalanced output. So if you want to see some additional technical specifications, you can pause video now, but in general you can see that it's just modern digital tonal converter with all formats supported, including MQA, and with high resolution DSD, PCM, so on and so forth. Basically all features that you can expect for the digital tonal converter are present here. So let's remove the outer sleeve and get to the internals of the box. Nice white cardboard, really well fit box. You know that feeling of tightly fitting lid, that it's slowly opening. So here is device itself, so let us put it aside for a while, and everything is packed in different boxes, so extra level of premium feel. Some manual, warranty card, and actually it's a stand to put it vertically on the table. Here in the box a bunch of cables and a remote control, which is a good plus in this case. So what we're getting here: USB cable, pair of RCA cables, Bluetooth antenna, set of sticky rubber feet to glue to the bottom part of the device, and last but also useful box is all about the power supply. As you can see here, used external power supply. We've seen a similar one in the accessory set of Zen DSD, but actually it's 5 volts, 2.5 amperes with replaceable socket. So basically good high quality external power supply unit with pretty sturdy cord. So to summarize this part, accessory set is pretty big In terms of design, it's also great. It's the bare minimum that we can expect from the iFi audio. It's made of aluminum. It's actually pretty compact and lightweight, like book size or somewhere near. So it can easily fit not only on your table or somewhere near the TV set, but also somewhere on bookshelf between the books. And it has unique shape that distinguish it from other products. As usual, you can see that it's not just typical parallelogram, it's more sophisticated shape. You can use it flat on the table, or you can use the stock stand to put it in a vertical manner. So both options are pretty usable and nice. Even the stand for it is good, made of aluminum with rubber inserts to protect it from scratching and stuff. All controls are located on the front and back panels, so let's see what we've got here. Turn it upside down. So DC input, Bluetooth antenna, it's traditional, just rotate and screw it in place. That's it. So USB 3.0, backwards compatible with 3.0, and coaxial and optical SPDIF inputs. Line out with single-ended with two RCAs and balanced line out, so you can use it with some fancy powerful balanced amplifier. On the front panel here located OLED screen, knob that can be rotated and pressed, and two buttons, one for power and other for input selection and Bluetooth pairing. 4.4mm balanced output and 6.3mm single-ended output. So let's connect the power and turn it on. On the video, screen is blinking, typical for the OLEDs, but in real life, of course, it's not blinking. But what is really surprising here is that they put a sensor inside, and if you rotate it to the vertical position, orientation of the screen rotates too. So it's a great touch. So on the screen displays volume, signal type, resolution, selected input, and that's it. Rotating the knob, changing the volume, and actually inside used analog volume adjustment, so it reads the encoder and then uses analog schema to adjust the volume. Also, long press allows you to change the brightness of the screen, so you can select maximum, turn it off if you don't want it, or use low brightness. So even if you listen to music in some dark environment, screen won't be bothering you much. And input selector, it works as you can expect. Also you can select fixed line out if you don't need volume adjustment. You need to power device off and then press the knob and turn it on. So it should show you selector between fixed and variable volume. So let's select variable back because I need it. So in terms of interface and other stuff, actually remote control is, forgot to mention it, it's just straightforward. You can see all buttons do what you can expect and no more nor less, but still a really convenient thing. So in terms of design and controls, everything is almost perfect. And of course about the sound, in terms of signature, it's a neutral device with slight focus on micro contrast, giving a bit monitoring and slightly dry signature. Some people can call this neutral, clinical, others can call it resolving and detailed, so it's a matter of your preferences. If you like warmer sound, if you like focus on dynamics, you can get something else. You can get Zen Stack from iFi. Actually, I will review their then can amplifier 2, and then stack together a bit later. But here it's about the focus on the small nuances, details, and on the contrast. Bass is deep, it's well controlled, but it's not giving additional weight. It's slightly highlighting small nuances and details, giving a bit dry but fast representation with really good texturing. And mids are natural, detailed, building a pretty good imaginary stage, especially in width. Depth is slightly shallower than width, but layer separation is nice. At the same time, it's slightly highlighting small nuances, so it's critical for the quality of records because it will highlight small issues. If they are present in record. Everything is sound absolutely as it's recorded, but without any attempts to highlight dynamics, to add some emotions or something like that. So with poorly mastered and recorded tracks it can sound dull, but with proper audiophilic recordings you'll get a really good sense of realism and amount of nuances. Treble is a really good part here because it's detailed, it has a nice layering and really great extension, but you must love treble to enjoy it fully because it's not trying to hide everything and adding a bit of energy in the upper mids and lower treble area to make everything like more splashy and more engaging in terms of sound that moves female vocals a bit forward. At the same time you'll get a lot of nuances and in the audiophilic recordings all that decays and all that echoes in the room and stuff like that is represented nicely here. It's great actually as a pure digital to analog converter because natural digital to analog converter with great resolution is good. You can color it with some amplifier. But as a combo it's a matter of preferences, so not everyone likes the monitoring representation of the headphones amplifier. Also keep in mind that if you're using full-size cans that requires some power, it's better to use balanced output, because single-ended output more created for really sensitive full-size headphones or in-ear monitors. Also there is a slight background noise present here, so it's also a thing to keep in mind if you're sensitive to that. And in terms of Bluetooth performance, it's really good, connection quality is really nice, but of course using Bluetooth even with LDAC and HWA codecs will reduce resolution, stage and stuff, so you will lose some parts here and there. Speaking about the comparison, actually main rival here is FiO's K9 Pro. FiO K9 Pro is much bigger. It's less fancy looking, it doesn't have a remote control, but in terms of sound and power it's of course slightly better because it's more dynamic, with better weight distribution, with more natural sound, with less focus on the micro contrast. But if you like nuances and details, and if you need something compact and stylish, actually Neo iDSD will be a great choice for you. So now let's go to the bonus part and let's take a look at this purifier additions here. So let's start with USB iPurifier3. Basic idea is simple. It receives USB signal, clean it, regenerate and reclock, and then feed this cleared signal to your digital to analog converter. And package is simple. Actually its separate price is $150, so as a bundle with this digital to analog converter it makes a good value in terms of price. Yeah, I won't go deep into technical details. If you're interested in them, just visit iFi website. They have tons of information and frequently asked questions there. Inside of the box you'll get some warranty card, manual, sticker, purifier itself, and also you'll get a few adapters to use with smartphones, and this one in particular to use with, for example, with iFi DSD Diablo. But device itself is fairly small, compact, simple. It's made of metal. Actually it's really well built, it feels really heavy, and idea is simple. You plug it to USB port here and you connect your USB cable here. Of course, it makes everything a bit more fragile, so it's better to avoid some tension to sides to avoid extra pressure for socket. And actually, about the outcome of this device, probably I don't have a bad USB source. I'm using my MacBook Pro as digital source in all my tests, and it has maybe not perfect but pretty good USB ports, because it provides clean signal, and they also provide stable digital signal. So for me this purifier made zero sense. I did some A/B tests involving my wife to help me with switching and making it blind, but I didn't get any noticeable outcome of this device. Maybe if you have some desktop computer with ground loops and noisy power supply unit, it will make sense. For me, I didn't experience any changes in signal, so it's just my experience with it. And a second purifier, it's SPDIF iPurifier. It's created to clean up SPDIF signal, and as you can see, box is bigger because it requires actually external power supply. USB has its own power, but for coaxial signals there is no such thing as external power, but actually it does basically the same thing. Cleanups, restore, purifies audio signal, but this time for the SPDIF interface. So inside in box you'll get power supply unit. It's actually standard for all iFi devices, but this time you'll get this adapter because it has a USB Type-C as a power input socket. And you'll get a bunch of adapters for different usage scenarios of this purifier and the purifier itself. So let's remove this film. Basic idea is same here. You connect it to your digital to analog converter, then connect here the signal. Here you connect the power, and if you need, here is the optical output, so you can use it with both SPDIF and optical out. And that's it. It regenerates signal, cleanups, and hypothetically improves that, but I don't have some source with coaxial or optical out. Actually, I have my TV set, but its coaxial digital audio output is bad. Even it's bad, but not in terms of some noise on the line or something like that. It's bad because it implemented poorly on the software level on the TV set, and non-purifiers will help there. So you need to keep in mind that if signal is already bad from the device itself, this purifier won't help you. But if you have some noise or something like that, maybe it can also improve the sound. So, as you can see, pretty interesting bundle with good digital to analog converter and two interesting extra accessories that you can try. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a nice day.